Hey, I want to talk about spirituality and politics and where we are now. Einstein said we would not solve the problems of the world from the level of thinking that we were at when we created them. And that statement is not metaphorical, it's actually very practical. And so I want to talk about the kind of thinking, the psychology, the emotion that ties us to the problem, and the kind of thinking and the emotional constellation that is necessary in order for us to pave a way out of this disaster. If you look at all of this only on the level of traditional politics and political strategy, that is the same template and paradigm we've been using, they checkmated us. Our democracy is in chains. I had a lot to say for a long time about what we needed to do about that, but that was then and this is now. And if we only address what's happening now on the level of traditional politics, they've got something sewn up here. But this is a challenge to us to embrace a whole other way of thinking in order to pave the way to the kind of solutions that we need. First of all, I want to talk about the fact that this is more than something just about American democracy. This is more than something about the geopolitics of the planet. This is about the world itself and the development of the species in a big way that has to do with our recognizing we have come to a place where the collective behavioral patterns of the species are malfunctional. We've moved from dysfunctional to malfunctional. We are at a point which species get to, where we will either evolve or we will go extinct. So those are only two choices here. And species that evolve because there's some introduction of a mutation, and the behavior of the species begins to move in another direction. The malfunctionality of our species has had to do with a dissociation from any sense of natural order, any sense of reverence, any sense of love as bottom line for ourselves, for the planet, and for each other. And we've developed not only political systems and political ways of being, but also, and particularly actually, economic systems so dissociated from compassion and harmony and natural order of things, completely without any sense of true vision. Where there is no vision, the people perish. That's why. So this is about our willingness to be part of a collective leap forward. And by the way, when species do evolve in another direction, it doesn't take a majority. It takes that critical mass, that 100th monkey, and each and every one of us are called by this moment, should we choose, to be part of this collective evolutionary shift. If all we do is try to fix things on the level of the material, as important as those things are, I mean, we can talk about what's happening. 10,000 people let off at Health and Human Services today. We could talk about Signalgate. We could talk about this horrifying rampage, ketamine-fueled rampage of Elon Musk. We could talk about Curtis Yarvin and the Dark Enlightenment. We could talk about a post-constitutional era, which these people clearly have planned. I'm not minimizing any of that. You can read about that in a lot of places. What I'm talking about is the people that we need to be in order to meet this moment. Because if all we are is responding to the material conditions, number one, you're either ultimately powerless before a lot of it, because they do have the House and the Senate and the White House, or, and I think that this is a big, big deal, probably for you, I know it's been for me, it's so easy to spiral down. I mean, it's so easy to just go into panic and grief that's paralyzing. So that's what I want to talk to you about. What is the shift? What is the portal? What is the evolutionary alternative? What is the key to our being who we need to be in order to discern what we need to do and to be able to execute what we need to do? And that has to do not with thinking we will rise from this. It has to do with rising right now. There's a power in the universe. So now some of you might be going, oh, she's so woo-woo. But for those of you who have been humbled a little by recent circumstances, there is a power in the universe more powerful than Elon Musk. There is a power in the universe more powerful than Donald Trump. There is a power in the universe more powerful than any form of injustice, any form of oppression, any form of domination. It is, you can call it God, you can call it love, you can call it source, you can call it nature. It has no ego by which to care what you call it. But it is unalterable, and it is so not only unimpressed, unaltered by the workings of unloving people. The problem we have living on this earth is that we are trained to mentally attach ourselves to what's happening on the material planes to such an extent that when the material planes aren't going well, we're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. We all have those moments right now, and that's okay. I'm not saying I don't either. But the key is to say, it's almost like when you have like an old-fashioned radio and you've got a dial, you've got to move to another channel. Move into the channel where the recalibration is occurring even now, by which the ultimate correction will occur automatically, like a GPS. We took a wrong turn. We took a really wrong turn. But the GPS just recalibrates. That has to do as much with our own personal changes as much as it has to do with external changes. The external changes, it's almost like there's an architecture for it. But we have to be willing to be the conduits, the builders, and so forth. Dalai Lama said, you have to have a plan if you want to save the world, but no plan will work unless you meditate. Whether you think about this in terms of meditation, prayer, yoga, reflection, or just personal growth work. It has to do with our facing our own character defects. It has to do with our willingness to forgive. It has to do with our willingness to take responsibility for our own issues. It has to do with our being kinder to one another. It has to do with our withholding judgment. It has to do with our withholding blame. It has to do with our taking responsibility. It has to do with showing up, and not just for this political moment, but in our lives. Because we are ragged. We are made ragged by what's going on. Our nervous systems are made ragged, and it's not going to get better for a while. On the material plane, things could very possibly get quite a bit worse. We have to shore up our own nervous system. We have to shore up our own alignment with the resurrection, not just the crucifixion, the deliverance of the promised land, not just the slavery in Egypt. We have to build within ourselves and fortify within ourselves a capacity to be strong and wise and loving and hopeful. Hope is a moral imperative at a time like this. That these people are not going to ultimately succeed. They are just not going to. We will not stand for that. It will not happen on our watch. And they, these people, look what they did. I mean, look, I am not someone who in any way minimizes the severity of the problem on an external level. But there's a universal power greater. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. A power to which, get off my shoulder, you little piece of lint. Align with that. He has money. You have within you a power in you, but not of you, greater than all the powers of the world. I share that thought with you because an idea grows stronger when it is shared. We all fall sometimes, and we need somebody to join with us in the thought. all of us together, that stuff will not stand. It just won't stand. It will not stand. If we decide, it will not stand. But if all we're doing is thinking our power alone will make sure that it doesn't stand, it's going to be a really, really tough time. It's something bigger. However you refer to it, however you think of it. And that great work goes on. The great work of the ages will go on. The sun is continuing to rise. The sun is continuing to set. Align yourself with those things which do not change and make really clear in your own heart. That, by whatever name you call it, is more powerful than Elon Musk, more powerful than any powers of the world. Align with that in your own heart, in whatever way is true for you, and then let's get going. We have a lot to do. We'll all be told. We will be shown. Yeah, I'm going to be out there on April 5th, right? Whatever the specifics are that you are guided to. But the rising up within ourselves. Be happy. Be happy despite. I'm not saying we got this. Something bigger. Your faith in that? Faith is not blind. Faith is visionary. And faith is also an aspect of consciousness. The issue is stop having so much faith in what the tech bro neo-fascists are doing. Have more faith in the response. And that's going to come from us.